Welcome to Circle Healing Connection. This is Angela.
And this is Madhu. And I am so excited to introduce Anita to you guys today. Anita is a lawyer who practiced family law for 19 years. She then became certified master life coach who helps her clients navigate life challenges and changes with resilience and aligned with their purpose and values. Welcome aboard, Anita.
Oh, thank you, ladies, for having me here today. I'm very, very pleased to be here with you.
Anita, so tell us about your story. From lawyer for 19 years, become like on your way becoming life coach. What's your journey like?
Well, it was quite the journey. As you said, I practiced family law for a long time, almost 2 decades. And when the firm where I worked for all of my career in family law dissolved, I started to explore what else was out there. And whether that would be practicing law elsewhere or beginning a new career. I had a young child at the time. My son was 4 at the time. And before becoming a mother, I often worried about how else could I use my skills beyond practicing law and my passion for helping others do something different with their lives. So I went and I obtained my life coaching certification, and I decided to use my skills as a coach and the skill set that I developed from practicing law in a very different way, while helping people navigate life challenges and changes from a very different perspective than that of a lawyer. And the challenges that I speak of can be anything between personal and professional challenges, motherhood later in life, infertility, career change, separation and divorce, which, as you know, is because of the skill set I developed as a lawyer. And so I have professional experience with one of these areas, and I have personal experience with the rest. I became a mother at age 42 after experiencing infertility and navigating that path of assisted reproduction and adoption, and then naturally conceiving and having my son in my 40s. This was quite an isolating experience for me. I didn't know anyone who had experienced infertility, notwithstanding that it's so common, as we know. I didn't know anyone in my circle, and I didn't know anyone who had children at my age, because my peers, family, friends, they all had children in their tweens by then, or even teenagers. So that was one event that informed my desire to get into this line of work. I also experienced career transformation in my 40s, a few years after having my son, from a long career in law to pivoting into coaching. And with this came a profound identity shift. This isn't an easy transition to manage when your identity has been wrapped up in one career for such a long time. And our identities are shaped a certain way, and it becomes quite a challenge, and it becomes scary to think of ourselves as something different after having such a history in one area. We feel fear and loss when we embark on a new path.
I mean, it's mind-blowing, the revolutions that you've had in your life and the realizations from that, you know, coming from law, usually people don't think, and forget law, any career that you have followed for 19 years, that truly does become your identity. And then just like sort of moving away from it and just finding totally new path, a new calling per se. And it's amazing, mind-blowing at the same time. I am truly impressed with that story. Anita, do share with us and of course our audience about the scarcity mind versus abundance mindset in terms of marriage, cohabitation, separation, and even motherhood.
Absolutely. And this really informs what I do. I'm a mindset coach. I have trained in neuro-linguistic programming, if you've heard the term NLP. I have specific training in that area, and it's all rooted in mindset. So as a resilience coach, I explore and cultivate with my clients how powerful their mindset is when experiencing life challenges. When we separate from our spouse after a lengthy relationship or marriage, it's very easy to blame ourselves, blame our spouse, have fear motivate our actions. It's easy to feel ashamed and guilty about the demise of the relationship, and particularly when there are children involved. And I saw this as a lawyer, but I see it from a very different perspective as a coach when I'm helping my clients navigate separation and divorce and navigate changing relationships. Also, when women struggle with infertility, they spend so much of their time focusing on what is missing in their lives, their perceived lack, that something is missing from them as a woman, as a person. And they're so focused on what they're missing, their inability to have a child, that they end up trying to reach their goal to become mothers from a place of scarcity. I live this, and it's a self-defeating behavior pattern, because when you're so focused on what you're missing, what is lacking, that feeling and that mentality, then how can you achieve what you really want, right? How can you navigate assisted reproduction when your energy is grounded in scarcity, in lack? When you move forward this way, no matter how strong you want something, for example, becoming a parent, your energy is bound by lack, and you're going to attract that. I truly believe that. And when I was on this path, not conceiving naturally, trying to adopt, I was consumed with lack. I was resentful, angry, sad. I was focused on what I didn't have. And when I was finally able to shift from that to start thinking about what I did have, what was in my life, my spouse, my dog, my home, my health, my career that I had worked so hard to establish, and let go of what I was missing, then I started to feel gratitude. And gratitude is the basis for attracting abundance in your life. And I help my clients just cultivate and really, really follow a gratitude practice, you know, as long as they want this, right? It's up to the client, really. But being grateful for what you have opens up your mindset to expansion. And then from that place, you look to the future, and you're able to look at what else is there and then attract that into your life. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to the future from scarcity, like I was when I was trying to become a mother, you just get more scarcity and it consumes you. When you let go of that, as I finally did, then guess what happens? You're freed. I was freed from that tethering to scarcity. And I started to experience joy in my days and look at the present instead of the past. And why didn't this work? Why didn't that work? And that way I became grounded in the present, which then enabled me to look to the future from different eyes. And then I conceived naturally, something that I didn't imagine was going to happen because it hadn't happened. And my son is now 5. So it really is powerful. And, you know, parenting in my 40s has been a whole other adventure, you can call it. And I also help my clients navigate this because a lot of mothers are becoming parents at a later age these days, in their 30s, which, you know, 20 years ago was unheard of, really, was very rare, 20, 30 years ago, in their 40s, sometimes even later than that. But it's not easy. And I went from a career in law where I was very driven, very established, to becoming a mother in my 40s and feeling like I didn't know what I was doing. I had a difficult infant in the sense that he was inconsolable a lot of the time. He cried a lot. He really demanded a lot of attention from me in a very different way than I was used to. And although I had a lot of support, I still felt like a failure at times. I felt like a fraud because this was something I wanted so badly. And then it finally came to me, and I felt like I was inept, and I was very critical of myself. And I'm sure there are a lot of other mothers who become first-time parents in their 40s or whatever age it may be. It may not be in their 40s, it may be in their 30s or 20s, where they do feel that lack. And really need to develop the awareness that there's no such thing as a perfect mother, as a perfect parent, as an ideal mother. We all do the best we can, and we are all good enough. And what's important is that we parent from a perspective of love, and that's all that really matters. There's no ideal. We should stop comparing ourselves. And I really would have benefited from having a coach help me through some of those difficulties. So that's something I'm really passionate about, and I really want to help my clients with that element of life challenge, motherhood later in life.
Wow, this is powerful. Thank you so much, Anita. It's truly the thoughts that consume us every day make a big difference.
Absolutely.
What's your advice for the women out there who feel isolated and not supported?
My advice is that although you may be feeling isolated, afraid, know that you aren't alone. You really aren't. There are tools you can use. There's guidance that is there for you. You just have to reach out for it. Oftentimes people are afraid to look to someone, to another professional, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a life coach, because they feel like they are broken, and that's why they're reaching out. But no, you're not broken. In fact, by taking this action, you're recognizing that you need to grow in a certain area and that you can't do it alone. It's not easy to navigate separation and divorce by yourself. Even if you have a lawyer, you need that other support, that other perspective, that other toolbox and tool set that a coach will provide you with to empower you, to help you get through this, to go about your journey of infertility, feeling more confident and clear, and not feeling so overwhelmed. So there are supports there, and you can make change in a relatively short time. It takes dedication, it takes accountability. You need to want this, and then seek out the help that you feel comfortable with. Seek out the person that you feel that connection with. Explore all of that, and recognize that this is not something negative. It's something so positive, and it means you're ready to grow and to take that next step.
Wow. I mean, it is so crucial that when we are going through our troubles, our challenges, and things that are uncharted water per se, that we have never dealt with, but we are dealing. It's so common for people to just go inward and not talk to anybody. And whether there is a shame attached to it, or whether it's the, we're talking about stigma. We're talking about how your culture has influenced in all those aspects. And people don't really want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. And yes, it's a very important mental shift. And thank you so much, Anita, bringing it out into the light and just sharing it from your life coach perspective, from a lawyer's perspective. It's just amazing to hear that someone who has been in that field, guiding and helping people, and you are realizing that this is not enough. I need to be this as a mindset life coach to help truly. I mean, it is truly mind-blowing to me. Well, to our viewers, we would like to say, if you would like to book a session with Anita, please do visit circlehc.org and have a discounted session booked with Anita. And for any further questions, you can always reach out to us. And yes, thank you so much for joining us today, Anita. And it has been an absolute pleasure knowing you and even talking to you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. It was great to be here and to speak with you and to just talk about something that I'm so passionate about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And for our viewers, we would like to say that please do visit, and I don't know what I'm talking anymore. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for watching. Bye for now.